Ooh boy, we have a lot to talk about today. Hatman and I, oddly enough, have some music to review for today's podcast. Plus, we'll be talking about our boy Ethan leaving Comicsgate and talking about the future of that, plus more. My name is Micah Curtis.
I'm Alex Baldwin, also known as The Hatman.
And welcome to Micah and The Hatman Live. Alright, before we get started, for those of you wondering about the My Little Pony review, we are 2/3 of the way done with the viewing of things. We have one more to go through. On top of that, we also have some extra content that will be created with this. Because I like to, I think that if we can do something that's a touch extra from what was originally asked of us, I like to do it, just because I think it would be interesting. So once that video of the review gets released, there will also be a riff tracks for the 1984 My Little Pony film. 1986, whatever. So be on the lookout for that. On top of that, we've also got Why the Last Man to go through, and I think I also need to do a stream of some different Japanese games that were sent to me and other stuff. I've
still got to do Over the Garden Wall, too. I haven't forgotten.
Yes. Now, I did want to put out there that right now I am kind of in a position where streaming is going to be a little difficult because the current setup that I have is insufficient. I am looking to see if I can get a capture card on the cheap to just stream in my entertainment room with my laptop. And I just don't have the funds right now. So if you want to help out with that, not that I'm begging, because I'll get it eventually, but if you want to speed up the process, the link to Streamlabs has been fixed. It is in the description of the video. So, Hatman, lead us off. Your pick of the week. Hamilton.
Yep. And I mean, like, actual Hamilton. I don't mean, like, hey, I just listened to the fucking CD, or I just saw a video of the fucking thing. No, I actually went and fucking saw it. As in, I got a ticket at cost and saw it on stage for real. This is not me bragging. This is me saying, no, I actually saw it the way it was intended to be seen. So, how was it? Honestly, not bad. Not bad at all. I'm not huge on musicals, but that was pretty all right, I would say. I don't think it's worth the hype. I will definitely say that. I do not think it's worth the hype. So the people paying like hundreds and thousands of fucking dollars for their tickets just to see this thing, no, not fucking worth it. Absolutely not fucking worth it. Especially if you were like already a fucking mega fan. I deliberately chose not to listen to or see anything that would spoil it in any way for me. I went into this about as blind as I possibly could be. And I was impressed. I will certainly say that. Now, of course, the inevitable question isn't this just a lefty thing? You know, because they've got no white people in it, and they talk about immigrants and stuff. Okay, so yes, pretty much no white people in the cast. I noticed one white dude, and funnily enough, he was playing King George III, and that character is actually hilarious in this. I mean, like most songs are like hip hop, R&B, that sort of derivative. His is like a riff on a Beatles track. It's honestly hilarious. But no, like the races of the cast did not affect the production at all. It didn't matter. And yeah, I get the political statement behind it, but it doesn't affect the production value. It doesn't affect the quality of it. And the immigrants thing, there was one line about like immigrants, we get the job done, and yes, there were like allusions to it, like the whole first song was talking about how he was an immigrant and stuff, and okay, so we get it, but it doesn't really detract from the rest of it. It's just there. You don't really pay attention to it. There's a few lines about slavery in the South and how that's terrible. Yeah, we all know slavery is terrible. We kind of figured that out over 150 years ago. So that's it. As far as like, you know, being partisan, that's about all you could really find in it. The rest of it I thought was pretty all right. The music is certainly catchy. There is plenty of humor to be found. Some like real emotions too. Not anything quite like tear jerking, but certainly sentimental at the very least. The whole cast was great. I don't think anyone really like fucked up any performances or roles or anything. Aside from that, I don't really know what I can talk about. It's a historical drama, basically. It's of course a biography about Alexander Hamilton after he arrives in New York City in 1776 up to the point where he is killed in a duel with Aaron Burr in 1804. Though they do fuck up the date on that. They imply that it was immediately following the election of 1800. No, it was not. That was after the election of 1804, where Hamilton basically said that Aaron Burr is a jackass who does not deserve to be elected governor of New York, not president of the United States. Aside from that, no, like history buffs will probably enjoy it. Musical fans will probably enjoy it. I certainly enjoy myself. I don't regret going. Yeah, it actually gets a thumbs up from me.
Fair enough. Well, I have some music stuff too. So it'd be a little remiss if you haven't realized that I am a fan of heavy metal. If you missed out on that, I wonder what rock you've been living under. But one thing, or one band rather, that I got into over the last year that I've been kicking myself for not getting into prior is the Devin Townsend Project. Now, Devin Townsend has been around heavy metal for years. He was the lead singer for Steve Vai's band on the album Sex and Religion, which is a good album. And then, and don't worry, I'm not going to list bands for the next hour. But, you know, Devin, and then he had his solo project. He had Strapping Young Lad. And then he had his solo act. And then he dismissed both of them and then just folded it into the Devin Townsend Project. And he has really... been probably my fill of prog metal ever since I fell out of love with Dream Theater. Because I am a huge Dream Theater fan. Or at least up until the point where Portnoy left. And then it all just kind of fell apart. And for those of you who don't know who Mike Portnoy is, he's the best drummer alive right now because Neil Peart passed away. So, needless to say though, this album caught me off guard. This is the one that everyone's been recommending to me, oddly enough. Because Devin has so many good albums. You know, Addicted, Epicloud, Key, and several others. I'm trying to think of the one with Jeweler on it. God. Is it Transcendent? No, this is Transcendence. It's not Deconstruction. It's... I can't remember. But regardless, though, this was the album that everyone was saying might be his best one ever. And it may end up being his last, oddly enough. He said he's taking a break from music for a couple of years. But they weren't wrong. Holy shit. This legitimately was... This might be the best heavy metal album I've listened to since the not Killswitch's most recent album, but the one before it, which is, the name is escaping me. Hold on a second. Oh, Disarm the Descent. It's the best album since then, easily, in heavy metal. Like, nothing else came close to it. Like, I know Meshuggah's put out good stuff, and a couple other bands, and Fozzy, and fuck off. No, this is the best. Like, nothing comes close. There are songs on this album that are easily some of the most intense music I've ever listened to, and it doesn't riff fast or hard. It is it's the atmosphere that it creates that is honestly something that reaches into your heart and just doesn't let go of it. The best track on it is probably the third one, called Failure. If you want a good song to think to sit and sort of gather your thoughts to, that's been, kind of my pick lately. But needless to say, though, it is a progressive album, though. So if you're not into progressive music, like if you don't like Rush, or if you don't like Dream Theater, or Yes, or something along those lines, you probably won't like this. But for those who do, I would suggest giving the Devin Townsend Project a try. I don't know if I would say this would be the album that I would say start on. Deconstruction is kind of more of a good entry level. So is Epicloud. This one is more, you've listened to his past albums and you kind of understand where he's going. But if you want a very intense, moving live performance of some of these songs, I would advise looking up some of the live versions here on YouTube of the Live in Plovdiv performance, which is the Ancient Roman Theater, where he did some songs from this, and it was just... Whew. Not to mention, Devin himself is just a very talented musician. He has a ridiculous vocal range. I think it's like 6 octaves. And he's an amazing guitarist, too. And a composer. Like, this guy is easily the most talented guy in heavy metal right now. It's not even close to any, like, what he can do. He can play every instrument. Like, he's crazy. This is a guy who in another universe, if multiverse theory is correct, is probably like a multi-million-dollar film composer. Like, he's great. And he basically, like, the Live in Plovdiv stuff, he's basically got a heavy metal orchestra. And from what I've seen of it, if you liked S&M by Metallica, if you liked Yngwie Malmsteen, his stuff with I think it was like something in E minor. I can't remember the name of that album, but Live in Plovdiv is even better. So yeah, needless to say, Transcendence gets my recommendation. You can get it for $10 on Google Play. Buy it now. So, all right.
Heavy metal orchestra. I'm down.
Yeah, it is. It's. I'll tweet out the live version of Failure later. I put it on, for those of you who are in my Discord. It's in the heavy metal section of the Discord. Like, listen to that. It's incredible. All right, we need to move on to our topics for the day. So, Ethan Van Sciver has been on the show a couple times. He's been an awesome guy to get to know and to talk to. A guy, obviously, if you listen to our talks, it's pretty obvious that Hatman and I agree with his philosophy when it comes to comic books. Pretty unilaterally. It's about the audience. We sell... I have taken the Sir, this is a White Castle Twitter response and tweaked it a little bit to where it kind of fits this, because we sell burgers here. We're not the type of people that are going to stand in front of our restaurant and chuck bricks at the customers. We want people to come in and to digest and to enjoy. And, I legitimately thought before Ethan that Comicsgate was going to go nowhere. That it was just a bunch of people bitching about comic books. And it was easily dismissed as such. I'll admit that. And I think that Zach, our boy Zach, changed the name of the game. When he got together with John Malin, when Malin was kicked out of Marvel, and with Brett Smith, and put together Jawbreakers, which apparently will actually be coming out very soon. And Ethan got on board because, Ethan had been in the comments sections of my videos and had voiced his support for Comicsgate. And it was pretty well known that he supported us and the things that we were saying. But these guys knew, he and Zach knew, that that we had to have a way forward. We had to have a way to change this industry. And if the industry refused to change because of the customer complaints, then we had to use our creative minds and provide an alternative. And as such, Cyberfrog, of all the Comicsgate properties, I guess you could call them, is easily the most successful. He pulled in over $500,000 for it. And as you can see in front of you, the art looks amazing. And I don't know if anybody's ever read Ethan's old Cyberfrog. Oddly enough, I have. It's pretty funny. It's a fun little action book. And it's totally 90s craziness, and I love it. So, what surprises me is kind of how this came out. So Ethan had a debate yesterday, he and John Malin, against a member of our audience, oddly enough, Unranked Chevron, and another guy who does a channel called I Love Comics. And they basically talked about where Comicsgate is going. And there seems to be this idea that commentary alone is going to change things or make them better or what have you, or that's the big thing here. No. I'm saying this as one of the commentators who was there at the start. No. We did not have a way forward. I don't care what anybody else would like to say. I don't care what Cummings says. I don't care what Ingleton says. I don't care what anybody else says. We did not have a way forward. We didn't. We were hoping and praying that of a long shot that Disney or Warner Brothers was going to come in and fix things, and they didn't. And to be honest, we were fucking stupid for thinking it was going to happen. Because that was a shot in the dark. And knowing the landscape of things in our society right now, the idea that was what was going to go forward is fucking stupid. And there have been other fucking stupid things that have happened. And I'm going to call out every single one of them. You can call them shade throwing, whatever you want. I don't give a shit. When Captain Cummings decided to go crazy and go after Ethan and then go after me was fucking stupid. That was a discussion that should have been had in private. But we know why he did that. He likes drama. He wants to stir up drama because drama makes clicks. Mm-hmm. It's cynical. I hate the way that the YouTube game is played, but he played it. Whatever. I really don't care about that guy. But that was one problem. It was an issue that could have been cleared up much easier in private. Then there was the whole Vox Day thing. And for some reason, people were crying gatekeeping. And John Delarose, who has been on this program, continues to stir shit over it, as opposed to just working and just saying, hey, I'm friends with Vox Day. You know, I don't agree with this. Whatever. Fine. That's fine. You don't have to like... Nobody is required to like anybody. We're allowed to disagree. And I think I said this on Twitter, is that I disagree with the way that Timothy Lim decided to take this route with the cash grab book with Cecil. And basically kind of throwing him under the bus on Twitter without talking to him privately. Now, maybe that wasn't Tim's intention. And Tim is a friend of mine, and I will give him the benefit of the doubt here. But that should have been handled differently. But it wasn't. And people are wanting to draw battle lines between one another. What kind of egotistical bullshit is this? Because here's the thing.
Gamergate all over again.
It really is. Gamergate was a failure. I don't give a shit what anybody else tells me. Gamergate failed. It didn't change anything. Nothing positive was created from Gamergate. Remember when everybody put their money behind Base Gamer, Hatman? Where is that website now?
Yeah, Base Gamer actually links to a bullshit shopping site now. Somebody bought the domain because it expired.
It did not create anything.
No. It took down Gawker, but Gawker's coming back next year.
Yeah, and Hogan did more to do that than Gamergate did.
I mean,
it never went anywhere. What Ethan and Richard thought needed to happen, they were right. Whether you realize it or not. And yeah, maybe you're saying that I'm going to stand for them or that I'm shilling for them or whatever. This is my response to you. Come say it to my face. But one of those people who was going to do that would probably ask for me to give him his $40 or something like that, and then run away while trying to record things.
I mean, it is what happened with Gamergate, and I think a lot of the reason is similar to how Gamergate operated. There's no structure.
There really isn't.
There's no damn structure.
The only way in a market that you could change the way that market is to get involved in the market. Let's say there's a business in your town that is treating people like shit. And you boycott them, and you make it very apparent that you hate the way that they're doing things, and nothing changes. Then what? What woke me up to the fact that we didn't know what we were doing was when I was very vocal about my opposition to Ta-Nehisi Coates writing Captain America. And people got behind me. You know, I had Mim Headroom said, well, I'm not going to boycott Marvel, but I'm definitely not buying this comic. Yellow Flash did the same thing. And it was cool. It was cool to have backup and to have people who agreed with me on this. But it didn't change anything. Ta-Nehisi Coates is still writing Captain America.
Mm-hmm.
And that woke me up. It made me realize, yeah, I got 17,000 subscribers on my main channel. And that is a lot of purchasing power in comic books these days. It didn't have an effect. I have a video on my channel that has over 500,000 views about social justice not selling in comic books. 500,000 views, guys. Had no effect. You count, like, of those of us who were in that first live stream at the start of Comicsgate, me, Aiden, Cummings, Mim Headroom, Zach, we've all got millions upon millions of views of our discussions of the comic book industry. We haven't changed a thing. These books that are being created have the capacity to change things. Cyberfrog, Jawbreakers, everything. Even down to the more recent ones like Brutus the Badass, which I'm really excited to see. And one that I would actually ask people to look into would be Sovereign from Andrew Huerta. I backed that the instant I saw it because I love the art. You know, like, I am genuinely... And then, of course, there's my own books. You know, Project Lazarus, that Indiegogo is coming out in January, guys. That's 2 months away. And then after that, we got Inglewood. I want to change things, ergo I am switching the way that I am doing things. I am a good writer, I know that I am. I am going to put
that up.
Yes. Unlike some other people out there, I am willing to put my ass on the line for this. So you can sit there and you could roast Marvel Comics all day and have fun. You will create entertaining videos, you'll get your super chats, and you'll get a little bit of e-fame. Good for you. I'm going to enter the industry itself. And I have been encouraged to do so by Ethan Van Sciver, by my boy Zach, and by others as well. Because one of those other people, and like I said, I'm critical of what Timothy Lim did, but he has also backed me up and encouraged my work. So has Brett Smith. And before he went crazy, so did John Delarose. I am disappointed with the fact that all of us just went at each other's throats without thinking about what we were doing for 5 goddamn seconds. I understand why Ethan is leaving.
It's a replay of Gamergate.
Yeah, and here's the thing. I support Ethan's decision. And I understand it completely. I am still Comicsgate. And I don't think anybody really speaks for the movement. If I have to speak for it, I'll do it. Because apparently I'm the only one with any goddamn sense anymore. But this whole mess could have been avoided. But at the end of the day, Comicsgate was a consumer revolt against comic books. And people voted with their wallets. And they said, we like what these guys are creating. And we're changing things. That second wave was the part that matters. And if you are going to sit there and tell me that dunking on comic pros on Twitter is going to help things when they're already so insulated that there's no way we can pierce that shell, I'm sorry, you're delusional. You're fucking delusional. And you need to wake the fuck up to what's going on around you.
Let me just put it this way. They don't give a fuck about you dunking on them, about you criticizing them. They don't care. They've blocked you anyway. They blocked you a long fucking time ago. They don't care that you're trying to influence people. They don't fucking care. Because at the end of the day, they have the ears of the people who can actually make the goddamn decisions in the first place. Yeah, we saw books get canceled. We saw Unstoppable Wasp and Iceman get canceled.
And then brought
after
back.
Comicsgate started. They got brought back anyway. Despite the fact that the sales numbers were not good enough to prop these books up, they got brought back anyway as some sort of by consumer demand bullshit. No, it's not by consumer demand. Consumers demanded that they be pulled. And that's exactly what happened. But they came back anyway. If that is not fucking evidence that the Comicsgate boycotts did not fucking work, I don't know what the hell to tell you. It didn't fucking work in the long run. So the only other option is to do shit ourselves.
It wouldn't surprise me if America Chavez gets brought back either.
Wouldn't surprise me either.
And that basically became the comic book version of The fucking Room.
Yeah. I mean, fucking, there is no issue with staking it out yourself, creating an alternative. There's no problem with that. Because then, yeah, you get judged on the quality of it. And if it sucks, people are going to tell you that it sucks. Yeah, that shit always is going to hurt to hear. But you're in this to try and make things better. So try. If one way doesn't fucking work, try another. But try. And that's what we're doing. Because one option didn't work, we're trying another.
Be the change that you are searching for. One of my favorite lyrics from a song, I mentioned earlier, Kill Switch Engage, and I'm going to try to live that. My words alone were not enough to change the comic book industry. I don't think any of ours were.
No.
So we're going to work, and we're going to put in an alternative to see if we can. And if you want to sit behind a computer monitor and roast comics and bitch about things, yeah, you're more than welcome to do so. You have that right. But let's not be under the impression that that alone changes things. I have yet to see it even have even close to a long-term effect. So don't try to pull the fucking wool over my eyes. You have to be a futurist. You have to look forward and see what the next step is. You have to have a plan. We didn't have one. Ethan did. Zach did. And I will support those guys, not just because they're my friends, but because they were right. So, I'm looking forward to what Ethan is going to do with All Caps. He said he's looking for people with pitches. I've already pitched Project Lazarus to one publisher. If Ethan wants to hear what I have to say about Project Lazarus and Inglewood, I will pitch to him too. To anybody who's willing to listen. Because I have faith in those comics. So, we're going to go ahead and move on to the next topic, though. We got two more. Oh, go ahead.
One thing real quick. So, Brimshay, I saw you said earlier how Gamergate did have an effect on media distrust. Then let this bit of Comicsgate be that same effect that Gamergate had. Why did you decide to stake out on your own? Why did you decide to make your own independent publishing company? Why did you decide to go indie? And then you have the answer. Because of the bullshit from the big two. Because of the bullshit from everyone else. Let that be the tale.
Mm-hmm. All right. let's move on to Red Dead channel ban. So for those of you who were tuning into the 5-6 hour long stream we did for the entertainment for the election special, one thing we did when we were running out of stuff to talk about was we live reacted to a suffragette who was fucking annoying getting fed to an alligator. Which was hilarious. That guy, by the way, the day after got his channel banned.
Yeah.
It's been brought back.
Yeah.
But holy mother of God. Talk about one of the most despicable things that I have seen on this platform is something that is not real. A not real thing getting fed to another not real thing, and a not real thing caused a channel to get banned. Let's be honest about what this is. Pixels getting fed to pixels in a game full of pixels caused a channel to get banned.
Micah, you're missing the greater joke here.
What?
NPCs got offended at NPC violence.
Ow. Don't make me laugh. My blood pressure's up as it is. Ow. I'm like, my God, man. Like, in all seriousness, though, it was stupid. It's like, it's a Rockstar game. There's going to be offensive stuff in it. And you're going to be able to do offensive things. Guess what? You play as a criminal. What a fucking concept. You can do evil shit as an evil character.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I haven't played Red Dead Redemption 2, so I can't tell you if the main character's evil or not. I want to, but I don't have the money or the time to play it. But, yeah, like this, it's ridiculous to me. It's absolutely ridiculous.
And now, because this channel's been reinstated, the NPCs are pissed off once again.
Mm-hmm. Here's a question, Hatman. Can you do me a favor? Go on to Social Blade and put the channel's name in there and see how much the subscriber base has gone up. Because there's another point that I have to make on this.
All right, let's see. Shirako is the name of the channel. 2 R's. Let's see. I don't give a fuck about your head delivery service. Jesus Christ. Let's see. Since what date?
Let's just give it a week.
Okay, last week. So since the 3rd.
How much has it gone up? How much has the subscriber base gone up?
Holy shit. No. I'm not even doing that. The last 3 days, 21,436 subscribers on Thursday alone. 17,419 subscribers yesterday. Today, 15,268 subscribers.
It's called the Streisand effect, you fucking idiots.
Before that, it was basically increasing at about average of 1,500. Just wow.
This is the problem that these people don't understand. You create stars by controversy like this.
Mm-hmm.
Mundane Matt was a friend of this channel for a good amount of time, or of our work. What made Mundane Matt huge? When Zoe Quinn tried to censor him. That is what made him. And part of the reason that I have such the attitude I have of bring it on to people all the time is because I know that if they try to shut us down, it's gonna hit somebody's newsfeed, and people are gonna get pissed, and then more people are gonna be interested into what we have to say. But that's the thing, is that one of my favorite quotes from the Song of Fire and Ice series is that if you cut a man's tongue out, it is only an indication that you're scared of what he might say. Why this is fearful. Whoa. We just got a donation. It didn't show up for some reason. There we go. Hardboiled Entertainment donated $10. Thank you, sir. So, this is something that I just find incredibly ridiculous. Is that you can't really expect that this is going to be something that people aren't going to look at and they're going to be like, yeah, fuck all this. And they're not going to want to look into what that person is saying. So, congratulations, you fucking jackasses. You created a another YouTube star.
Congratulations. You played yourself.
Yeah. So Hardboiled Entertainment says, loved your vid on writing good romance. So analyze how the DCU's handled romantic relationships so far. Clark Lewis especially, but also Diana, Steve, Joker, Harley, and Bruce and Diana. Masculinity and femininity, what chemistry means, the works. Well, I definitely talk about the ones that were done well and the ones that were not done well, for sure. Though the ones done well would obviously be Clark, Lois, and Diana and Steve. So, yeah. Then again, I would maintain that my favorite movies out of the DCEU so far have been Man of Steel and Wonder Woman, for sure. Wonder Woman specifically was very enjoyable. Because, let's face it, Gal Gadot's amazing as Diana. She's amazing. But who better to play the character? I can't think of anyone. What?
So Ghost says in the chat his first video coming back was him deporting a Mexican. Oh God. Oh my God.
Hey, they're not giving us their best. They have to go back.
Bad embrace.
All right, let's go ahead and let's move on. Oh, Streamlabs seems to be broken. Every time I click it just says unable to find broadcast.
God.
Hold on.
Here we go again.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. Hold on.
Jesus God.
Oh, that's because they switched my link again.
What the hell?
Yeah, it was... I don't know what the hell happened there. There. It's supposed to be streamlabs.com/Micah Curtis 1985 or Micah Curtis 85. And that will pull it up. And I just put it in the chat for anybody else who wants to donate.
Yeah, this is why we need Brimshay's boilerplate for the description.
Do you have it?
Update everything. Yeah, I'll send it to you after we're done.
Please do, because then we'll update it. Thank you, Brimshay, by the way, for that. Anyway, so Disney Plus is coming. This is the streaming service that Disney has been talking about for a while. And the opening lineup is apparently going to be a Loki solo series with Tom Hiddleston playing Loki. I'm in. The Mandalorian, which is directed by Jon Favreau. It's going to be a series about a Mandalorian bounty hunter.
Jon Favreau directed Iron Man, for those who don't know. For those
wondering, yeah. So I'm looking forward to that too. And what was the other big series?
A Cassian Andor solo series, which is basically a prequel to Rogue
One. Yeah, so that'll be interesting. I would hope that they would bring Luke Cage back too. Did they say if they would be doing anything that's more mature on this?
I don't know.
Because that's the thing.
There really hasn't been an announcement aside from it's coming late next year, and these are some of the things that are going to be on it. No pricing structure, no idea if the entire Disney movie catalog is going to be on there, but it's assumed that it will be.
Yeah.
Well, I take that back. The entire Disney movie catalog minus Song of the South.
Yeah.
There's no way in absolute hell
fucking way
they will put that on there.
Nobody has those kind of balls.
No. sad to say, because the movie's really not that bad.
But if anything, I'll get it for a month just to see Tarzan again. I love that movie.
I like Tarzan too. It's pretty good.
Well, the soundtrack's amazing.
It's Phil Collins.
Exactly.
It's fucking Phil Collins.
So
Just like Lion King's Elton John. Nothing wrong with that.
That's when those soundtracks were like, those days of Disney animation were great. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm not into it really these days as much as I was when I was younger, or at least like my sisters and uncle and stuff. But there were some, like Tarzan was awesome. Gorilla. But anyway,
actually, I think Hans Zimmer composed the actual soundtrack for Lion King.
Yes, he did the orchestral stuff.
Yeah,
Elton John did "Can You Feel the Love Tonight."
Yeah, well, yeah, all the other lyrical tracks and stuff.
Yeah,
Elton John, Tim Rice. Yeah.
Yep. So, but anyway, needless to say, though, this is going to be an interesting one to see how it competes in the market. Obviously, Marvel properties would be something they would do. Of course, they could do Star Wars stuff as they are already doing. I am praying, please give me a Netflix series about the Mandalorian Wars. Old Republic shit with Revan and the guy who voice acts him in the Old Republic game. Like, that would be awesome. I would love that so much.
That'd be crazy.
And have it be the animation team that did Clone Wars. It would be fucking righteous. So, but I'm wondering if they would be willing to do more mature stuff. I would love to see a Heroes for Hire series, since they canceled Iron Fist and they canceled Luke Cage. I understand why they canceled Iron Fist. Iron Fist really wasn't that good, but Finn Jones was good as Danny Rand, if nothing else. But he and Mike Coulter have a great chemistry together. I would love to see a Heroes for Hire series. Loki sounds awesome. And there's other stuff that you could do too with Marvel. I mean, what would be another good one?
Well, they've talked about a Scarlet Witch solo series.
Oh, I'd watch that. I love Elizabeth as what's her last name? Olsen. Elizabeth Olsen as Wanda. Wanda's one of my favorite comic characters.
I wouldn't want a
She's
solo
great.
Scarlet Witch series. I want Witch and Vision.
I would much rather have a solo series of her than her have a movie. I don't know if Elizabeth Olsen is a big enough name to carry a film. But like, you could do that. You could do a spy series with the Winter Soldier, or something.
Do that for Black Widow instead of a Black Widow film.
I would much rather have a Widow film.
Really?
Oddly enough, well, Scarlett Johansson's a huge name. She can sell a movie. Plus, apparently, it's already in the planning stages. Jeremy Renner is going to be in it, and so is what's his name who plays Bucky?
Sebastian Stan.
Sebastian Stan. So that's enough star power to sell.
There's going to be a Bucky and Falcon series?
What? Where's my wallet? I need to give Disney my wallet. Because seriously, that's going to be cool too.
Throw money at the screen, see what happens.
That would be cool too. Anthony Mackie plays Falcon, right? Like, he's great as Falcon.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, that. Big thing is, I'm just interested to see. This is already a crowded market, so I'm curious to see how Disney will perform in this. But I am genuinely thinking that this will be a success, and I'm genuinely thinking that I'm going to put my money into it too.
It's Disney. They're gonna do this. And Ghost, you bring up a excellent fucking point. Streaming services in general are going the way of cable TV with how many there are because companies want all the money. Yeah, that's exactly what's fucking happening.
Yeah.
You cut the cord for cable, but then you're paying for like 12 different streaming services.
Pretty much, yeah.
And someone eventually is going to have the wonderful idea that, hey, I could just bundle them all together in one. Sort of like what Verve is doing right now.
Yeah.
I can just bundle them all together.
But think of it this way, though. At least the market is much more open than it was 5 years ago.
True.
Which is something we've needed for television for a long time.
But at the same time, they're going to reinvent cable.
Of course. Real. Well, radio got reinvented with the podcast. I mean, look at us.
That's true, yeah.
So, all right. Let's go ahead and move into the Q&A section. Hatman, did we have anything on Twitter?
Not that I saw for entertainment, but I will double check.
I could have swore that Elric of Melopony put something in there.
Oh, let's see.
Oh, Holy Ninjato has something from the Discord channel. Like I've mentioned before, if you do want to become a patron, there is a link in the description below. At least $1 will get you into the Discord server. For the entertainment podcast, your comics become such a smashing success that game companies are asking you to make video games out of them as part of the creative team. Would you who would you choose to work for, and what games would you want them to develop? Well, with Project Lazarus, that would be a very hard game to make because you've got 3 characters with very different power sets. I would think maybe an RPG would be a really good one. Something like Marvel Ultimate Alliance, but with a better story to it. Or maybe even styled like Mass Effect, but with like a brawler sort of feel to it. Or an action RPG would probably be around the lines of what I would do with that. With Inglewood, it would straight up be the Arkham games, for better or worse, because it's a street-level story. The only difference is that Elijah doesn't use a lot of gadgets. He has a physical advantage over a lot of people because he's an Olympic-level athlete. So he would... In style, he's more Daredevil than he is Batman. So it would... I don't know. It would be interesting to see how that would be done. But that would be sort of the style, as it would be kind of a beat-em-up style stealth game. So
yes, Elric did give us a question. Bit of a long one, so I'll see if I can summarize it. Seems like the AAA industry is in a similar boat to Hollywood at the moment. Their traditional audience can no longer sustain their bloated budgets, so they have to court the Chinese market, which in both cases means dumbing down the product. We've already seen this with Blizzard shifting to mobile, Nintendo trying to move Pokemon fans to mobile through Let's Go, and the fact that AAA games sell loot boxes and stuff, even from devs like Bethesda and Rockstar.
Mm-hmm.
With console market dying in Asia, now console market is not huge in China, mostly because of their own restrictions on it.
Yeah,
I think they just recently relaxed some of them, but I don't remember exactly. Part of me suspects 9th generation will be the last before AAA industry goes entirely mobile. But what are our thoughts? Is AAA about to collapse on itself? And if so, will the middle market be able to survive on PC, or will traditional gaming become entirely hobbyist driven?
I don't think that that's the case. I do think, though, that there is more of a dependence on whales when it comes to video games. That is for sure. But every industry is going that direction. Every industry is. But that's been the case for a long time. There have been people who are just merch hounds. I think that American audiences are going to continue to dislike mobile as a primary, but consoles still sell very well here. Yeah. And hard copies of hardcore games still sell very well here. It's just, I think that it's a budgeting problem on their end. Like, there's a lot of money put into marketing that doesn't need to be put there. And they need to be doing better research on why that marketing is failing them and why they're putting so much money into it. And seeing what areas do we need to cut. When we advertise in these places, are we seeing an increase in sales? Yes or no? If the answer is no, you need to cut spending money there. For some reason, they are just bad at marketing. Or at least they assume that overspending is a good idea. They can't think of, okay, what is our demographic? Where can we find them? Where should I put the money? So that is genuinely my thought of it. I don't think that consoles are going anywhere. I think that, if anything, it's just going to be they're going to have to learn to budget better. All right, what else we got? Let's go from the chat now.
Something that I want to address. A Brainbox has apologized for his uncouth attacks on Yubnub. But he has something else to say. Marathon is greater than Halo. Yes, I agree. Marathon 4 win.
I was never super impressed by Marathon.
What?
Nah, it was all right.
Hold on now. You're a philosophical guy.
Yes.
How the hell did you not like Marathon?
I was young and Doom was better.
Well, play it again.
Well, if I have time at some point, then I will.
Well, yeah, you definitely fucking need
I will
time.
probably play it again.
Or
but...
at least read all the terminals. At least do that.
But no, Yubnum is still trash. And what Discord
Fuck you.
questions were missed? Because I just got the one from comics. Okay. In general. Okay. If I had to make a gamer comic with a villain as the lead, how would we write it?
A gamer comic?
No, a villain comic.
Oh.
Well,
you establish him as a hero first and then have him fall.
pretty much.
That's actually part of what I am writing at the moment. Literally midway through, the hero turns villain, and it remains the villain until the end. So, yeah, that's exactly how I would write it. Build him up as a hero, make people actually like him, and then make them hate him.
Yeah. And as for the other chat, Talon said he asked if he had sent in a donation, if it came through. It hasn't come through. So
Write it like Doom.
there will be elements of yeah. But yeah, that's how I would do it. Right now, what I'm also conceptualizing is a graphic novel called 4 Days, 3 Nights. That is about 3 men coming back from the crusade and fighting a witch.
Dave's fault.
Oh, yes. It will very much be Dave's Vault, the comic.
All right, here's one for me. Do we ever think we'll get a marathon game for console? Because that's a game I want to play. There was 2, technically.
Mm-hmm.
One was released for the Apple Pippin.
And one was on the Xbox Live Arcade as well.
The other was a port of Marathon 2 that was released on the Xbox Live Arcade for 360. Pretty all right. It holds up. Of course, it's not like your high-res texture packs that you're going to get through playing it on ALF1 or playing it through ALF1, but it's still pretty all right. Still pretty all right.
Let's see here. Koopa's Revenge Home says, specifically for Hatman, because I'm allergic to Nintendo, what do you think will be the 5 Smash Pass DLC characters, and why is Sora the first one, as rumors suggest?
It's not going to be... no. I'm not going to say it's not going to be, because my predictions are shit, and everyone's predictions are shit, because Piranha Plant was confirmed as a character, for God's sake.
Yeah.
I don't think it would be Sora, if only because they're not releasing Kingdom Hearts 3 on the Switch.
Yeah. My money would be on Sephiroth.
Yeah. No, I don't think they do.
Cloud's already in there.
I don't think they would do any other Final Fantasy characters. I think DLC characters would probably be Shovel Knight, Shantae. I think they will actually do Banjo-Kazooie, if only because...
Microsoft has that property, so that'd be hard.
Well, they've said that they want Banjo in Smash.
Oh, okay. I wasn't aware of that.
So, yeah.
Shovel Knight's already an assist trophy, though.
Oh, he is an assist trophy. Okay.
Yes.
So if he's an assist trophy, then no, that's not happening. I don't think Shantae is an assist trophy.
I don't know.
So she could be in it. Fuck. Isaac from Golden Sun is an assist trophy, so he can't.
So is Alucard from Castlevania.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of like other Nintendo people that they could put in there. Shantae's a spirit. They could have spirits and still be characters, I think.
I just laughed that Rathalos is a fucking assist trophy from Monster. That's awesome. I love Rathalos.
Pyra for Xenoblade Chronicles. I don't know if they'll put another Xenoblade character in there.
Man, I would think though if there was another Square property, if they got another one, it would probably be Sephiroth. Just the only reason I think that is because they got Ken for Ryu. They kind of go together. Like,
it's only Nintendo reps that's going to be in it?
Yeah, if it's only Nintendo characters, then I really have no fucking clue who they'd put in there.
Like,
you've got Pikachu and Pichu coming back, right?
Like they talked about.
Like, I would think, like, maybe Blastoise. Blastoise would be
No,
cool.
they got Squirtle.
Yeah, but Blastoise doesn't suck like Squirtle does.
Yeah, but they have Squirtle, so there's no purpose. Or Nintendo picked them. Okay, well, fucking. Okay, this is.
You're not helping.
Makes no sense. No one's helping.
We don't know. That's our answer. Let's move on.
Yeah, we'll go.
Okay.
Goku for Smash.
Yeah, that's definitely not happening. Curious how the DC Unis streaming service will fare. Personally, I'd love a Lois Lane miniseries starting Amy Adams. I don't know how successful that one's going to be. Titans did not seem to be received very well, as many would expect, because it looked like trash. I think that they're going to be producing shows hoping to reduplicate the success that they had with Arrow and with Gotham. I don't necessarily know if those are going to resonate. I would much rather have like a Birds of Prey series. Try that again. But I would think animation would probably be the way forward, because DC animation stuff has been much, much better than like their live action stuff. Like, it's been that way for a long time though, because they continue to hire people who worked on like Dawson's Creek and shit like that. It's like, people don't want that. Like, give us somebody who knows action, you know. But the only time that I'll probably pick that streaming service up is when I'm in the mood to watch Justice League Unlimited again. Starfire in that series really is a hooker.
Can we put the Scare Free Monster in Smash?
Anyway,
I want Ski Free Monster. That's great.
put somebody from 1080 snowboarding in there.
Oh, Jesus Christ. just put a damn jet ski from fucking Wave Race in there. Oh, man. Do we have any opinions on Jump Force?
Fuck is that?
It's basically a fighting game with anime and manga characters. Like, literally, that's Goku for Smash the game. Except, okay, you can have Goku fighting goddamn Yami Yugi.
Who?
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Oh.
The spiky hair. Yeah, that one.
Don't care. There an EVA unit in it? Don't care.
Goku and Kenshiro. Oh my god.
Oh, okay. Well, Kenshiro's awesome, but
who said Goblin Slayer for Smash? By the way,
that's not right.
That'd be great.
Guts for Smash. That'd be fucking hilarious. Though there is a rumor, I don't know if there's any substantiation to it, that Guts will be the next DLC character for Soul Calibur.
I was going to say, if Guts is in Smash, fucking Eclipse is his final Smash.
Oh no. No! That'd be so wrong. Oh, Pyramid Head for Smash. That's even worse. I don't want to know what that would. If Pyramid Head were in Smash, that would bring a new meaning to Final Smash. That's for sure.
Just have the moon from Majora's Mask in Smash. That's it. Just
why the fuck
just the
not?
Moon.
All right, we have reached our hour point in time. So if you have any more questions for the Overflow, please do direct them to Brainbox, and we will go ahead and go from there, and we'll discuss those on the Overflow this week.
Moon is in Smash as an assist trophy. Holy shit!
That is hilarious.
Oh my god!
But we want to thank Hardboiled Entertainment for his donation today as well, and basically that's the long and short of it. So we will see you guys very, very soon, next week, in fact. But of course, if you have not subscribed to the channel already, please do so. With all that said, my name is Micah Curtis.
And I'm Max Baldwin, also known as The Hatman.
We'll see you guys next week. Deus Volt.
Deus Volt.